Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by big4accountingfirms.com and the Big Four Accounting Firms YouTube channel. Before we get started, just wanted to remind everybody to support us if you have a chance or if you can. Even $1 helps, and we have a link in the description to a website called Buy Me a Coffee. It's just a way to donate to us and support us. Again, any amount is helpful so that we can keep putting out content. And there's also other ways for you to support us in the show notes to this podcast or on YouTube in the description. In today's podcast, I wanted to discuss a press release from last week from KPMG. And the press release talks about KPMG announcing a strategic alliance to accelerate data-driven businesses transformations. And they're doing this with Alteryx. And Alteryx is a public company. So in Alteryx, I've spoken about on here many times the importance of learning that, talking about Alteryx, Tableau, UiPath, all of these tools from basically the companies at the forefront of automation, and they're public companies too. That's why they're tools you need to know, and Salesforce as well. But the alliance is said to be led by KPMG Ignition Tax, which is part of KPMG's tax practice. So it's really the tax practice for KPMG that's leading the way here. And as part of the alliance, KPMG has been named an Alteryx principal alliance partner. And these technology companies, they align with consultancies and accounting firms like KPMG. And I don't know why it took KPMG this long, and I don't know why the tax function is leading this, but it's going to be them that's leading this alliance. And it says it's going to be doing this in a hybrid cloud environment. And they're launching it to help organizations unlock value and prepare for the future through intelligence capabilities. And together, KPMG and Alteryx will leverage their knowledge and experience in shaping data strategies and delivering broad digital transformation initiatives to speed automation outcomes, modernize tax functions, and establish governance and security. And a quote from KPMG is that KPMG is committed to investing in and developing state-of-the-art tax technology that can help our clients reimagine their tax operations by delivering greater efficiencies and cost and risk management strategies. This strategic alliance will benefit our clients by equipping them with repeatable technology solutions that can be harnessed to address their most pressing data and analytics challenges. And it's another typical quote from the Big Four where nothing's really said, but one thing out of here is repeatable technology solutions. And that's really what Alteryx does. It helps you do repetitive tasks by automating them. And a lot of the reason people use Alteryx versus other things is because they're still somewhat stubborn. They want to rely on Excel. And but Alteryx can do a lot of things, but a lot of people use it to automate functions out of Excel. Like once you pull data, download it into Excel from, let's say, a trial balance, and then you run a whole bunch of calculations off of that, whether it's tax or audit, then Alteryx can really help speed that up. And I think Alteryx is also helpful to sell to older people within the finance function or accounting function because they can understand Excel. So you can show them, and it's workflow based. So the way that Alteryx works is you set up these nice little workflows that are very visual. It's still difficult to a beginning user, but it's very visual and it's easy to sell to clients. And I think KPMG can use some of Alteryx's knowledge too to help automate tasks because Alteryx is getting more experience. They've had more experience over the years, so they've probably seen a lot of things and areas where they can help speed this up. And there's other things you can learn from here too, like KPMG Ignition Tax. Like that's really their function out of which they come up with out of these technology ideas, and they help overhaul tax departments that are really old school. So that's something else to learn. You can learn, about Alteryx in here, and you need to learn Alteryx. It's a way of the future in accounting. And if you learn Alteryx, you can learn other software tools. So that's another good thing too. And the other thing you can learn is about KPMG and their Ignition Tax Center. So there's a couple things you can learn out of this press release. And it's just proof that Alteryx is important. Automation is important. And automation is only going to become more important as the world speeds up with technology. People aren't going to be putting up with just data input anymore. And also in the labor market where it's hard to hire people, people are going to be looking to use things like Alteryx. And also in an environment where people are retiring, baby boomers are retiring. So you're going to need to replace them, and Alteryx is the way to do that. So that's the update for today. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast to get future updates. Support us financially if you can through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the show notes to this podcast. And thanks for listening.